When you word things that way, it's not saying that you're broke, not saying that you can't afford it, but it's telling yourself that there's going to be a time where you could come back to this item and purchase it. And the way that our brain works is that when we think of money, we're gonna think about how we felt during that event, and that is gonna be the emotions that we bring out. And there may be multiple events, and that is totally okay, because this is a process, this is a journey, this is not a race. Today we're gonna be talking about one of my favorite topics to learn about, which is financial freedom, abundance. I'm gonna be allowing you guys full access to my mindset, how I think, my mentality, and things that I do to practice in achieving true financial abundance and get rid of the poor person mentality that a lot of us are struggling with. I still struggle with this, and it's just something that I want to just share my experiences, thoughts, and how we can just be better. On this channel, I share my experiences, things I've learned, things that I want to share, life lessons on how to be the best version of yourself. So if that is something that you're interested in, then I would love for you to stay. So right now I'm coming up on 3 years of just truly working for myself, and a lot of people want to know, how do you do that? How do you go from A to B? And I want to just share with you guys some of the things that I feel like are essential when you want to make that transition. And it really just starts off with your mindset, your mentality. And so those are the things that we're going to be discussing today. I do want to mention that if you want to support my channel, I have a ton of links down below, like my Amazon store, bookkeeping services, my business, and also if you have any other questions, I'd be happy to answer them. Just follow me on Instagram or TikTok. That is going to be down below as well. Now for this video, I want to discuss words that we use on a daily basis and how we can reprogram our minds to not say these things but not lie to ourselves either. I am kind of talking about affirmations, but I'm not necessarily talking about that particularly. I'm talking about how you talk to yourself when you are dealing with money. So one of my favorite examples of this is when we go to the store, right? And say we pass the Gucci store and we see something that we like and we're like, oh, I'm just so broke, I can never afford this. That is living in lack. That is living in your poor person mentality. In an abundant mentality, you would not have said that to yourself. Instead, you would have said, oh, this is really nice, you know what, I'm gonna get this next time. Or this is really nice, but it's not exactly what I'm looking for, so I'm just gonna hold off on it until I see something that I really want. When you word things that way, it's not saying that you're broke, it's not saying that you can't afford it, but it's telling yourself that there is going to be a time where you could come back to this item and purchase it because you're able to. And so the more that you practice talking to yourself in a more abundant way, it's going to really adjust your mindset, and it's going to reprogram yourself that you are an abundant person. So you have to stop saying those phrases, I'm broke, I can't afford this, I don't have the money to do this. Those phrases are not helping you whatsoever. They don't do anything for you. And so why not talk nice to yourself and tell yourself these things? Because you're not lying. You're not lying to yourself saying like, oh, well, I can go buy this. Because then it doesn't come with that feeling, because you know that you don't have the money to buy it. Another very important thing that I truly believe is what has made me go from point A to point B is working on healing your relationship with money. And I want to do a completely separate video about how exactly to do this, but I wanted to include it in this video because it is so important. You'll know if you need to heal your relationship with money, and one of the ways that you can find out is if you have a negative or positive relationship with money. So when you think of money, what kind of words pop up? Is it negative? Is it, you know, you never have enough, or you struggle with it, or it's never there? If any of those words or those feelings pop up when you think of money, you have a negative relationship with money and you definitely need to heal that relationship. And one of the ways that you can heal your relationship with money is to begin with journaling out certain events and how you felt during those events in your life that had a negative impact with money. So these can just be childhood memories, when maybe you went to the store and you didn't have enough money and you just felt so embarrassed. Even though it was such a small thing that kind of happened in your life like years and years ago, there's still a reason why you hold on to that event. And the way that our brain works is that when we think of money, we're gonna think about how we felt during that event, and that is gonna be the emotions that we bring out. We really have to deep dive and journal out those events, forgive people, forgive yourself in that situation, and just allow yourself to let go of that event. And there may be multiple events, and that is totally okay, because this is a process, this is a journey, this is not a race. It definitely works. Just allow it to work and don't be such in a rush to have it work. Another thing that is keeping you in this poor person mentality is being very jealous and envious and honestly hating people for having nice things or having the money that they have. Feeling these emotions and all that hate towards people that have money is basically hating money. Holding on to these feelings but keep you at a lower vibration level where you'll never be able to even match that type of energy. You need to be saying things and doing things that raises your vibration so that you can be on the frequency that they're on, because you ultimately are an abundant person too. And then you need to become more open-minded and understand all of the different ways that money can actually come to you, and allow yourself to accept this. When I was learning about this, one of the examples that I found very interesting, so there was a woman and she wanted to receive money. She was like, okay, I'm open, I'm willing, I'm here, I want to receive money, you know, send it over to me. But what she was doing was that she was actually rejecting this money, because I guess that one of her sisters had called her up and was wanting to gift her, you know, some money and everything, I don't know, for whatever event, and she actually declined it. And it's like, if you're declining money like that, then why would more money come to you? You know, like, you have to be completely open and willing and wanting to accept money as it comes. Stop being in this one-dimensional way of thinking. The only way that I can get money is by working my job. I know that there's 10 million different ways that money can come to you. Or I have like a whole video where I list a ton of easy side hustles that I personally do. And one of my favorites is doing research marketing. It's remote, and basically you just sit there for like 30 minutes to like an hour. They just ask you questions about your experiences, and I've gotten paid like $500 for 1 hour. If you guys are interested, I'll definitely have the link for that below, and also I'll have the video up here so that you guys can watch and see all of the other side hustles. But just make sure that you are open to non-traditional ways that money can actually come to you. And last but not least, I want to talk about behavior, because this is something that I have experienced in my life, and this is something that I am currently working on. I'm currently working on, you know, shedding some of my poor person mentalities still. But it is to basically adapt a rich person's behavior. A lot of people are so much more calmer. They're very relaxed. They're hardly ever in like this rush. They are very confident in how they speak. They stand very tall, you know, like they walk into the room and they just really embrace the room, if that makes sense. When you're just really calm and collected, it just kind of makes you feel like everything in your life is like fine, like you're secured, you're not worried about anything. Somewhere in this lifetime, there is a version of yourself that is that person. So begin to embrace, embody those behaviors and act like it. See what you attract and what kind of opportunities come your way, and you will start to begin this transition from your poor person mentality to your rich person mentality, or like your abundant person mentality, and you will just really feel the difference. So that is all for today's video. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. Please check out my links down below, support the channel, make sure to subscribe and check out my video about side hustles, and I will see you guys in my next video.